Hi there, this is Sheena Rowlands and today I'm sharing with you my first layout for the Simple Stories Saturdays YouTube hop. I was thrilled to be invited to join this lovely group of YouTubers to take part in a monthly challenge to use up some of your Simple Stories supplies. So do have a look in the comments and hop round everybody else that's in the group. So for this layout today I'm going to be using Simple Stories, Simple Vintage Country Harvest. This is a range that I really loved when it first came out and consequently got most of it. And as you can see, I've used quite a lot before. So I'm going through looking at some of the scraps that I've got. I find it very difficult to cut into 12 by 12s, but I do love the 6 by 8 paper pads. And the idea is I'm going to cut some strips to layer up the right hand side of this layout. I'm also using one of their chipboard frames to hold my photograph, which I think is about 4 by 3, taken in our local woods. So you may see me there, I'm just taking some of the stickers off the sticker sheet. I've cut them off with the background intact so that I can move them around the layout. I'm looking to create some vertical stripes, horizontal stripes. So those stickers with the words on are going to be really useful. So I'm just having a good look. The only thing is, obviously, all this collection has lived in a plastic bag, so it's all a bit mixed up. So I'm going to be working my way through it, just seeing if there's anything that I think that would go really well with this layout, and seeing if there's any other scraps that I've missed that would be really useful. I don't know how you store your papers or your collections when you've, after the initial flurry of making with them. I tend to keep mine by manufacturer, but then by bag with each range, unless they're really old, and then I tend to mix them up. So I've got some really old Page and some really old Vicky booting that I keep just as one. But as I say, this range isn't that old, and I've kept it all together in one bag. So I'm just having a look through, seeing on the sticker sheet there, and these are the puffy thickers. They're really nice. Oh, and I have kept some of the ephemera in a bag. I can't believe how much I've got left, really, because that's a ridiculous amount, considering I must have made 3 or 4, maybe 5 layouts from this lovely range already. Really super colours, very suitable for this photograph, and just very me. So I'm really enjoying figuring out what's going on there. So I've moved that aside. I'll explain that in a minute. And I brought in some stamps. These are Tim Holtz stamps, and I've got some Distress Oxides, and I'm going to do some mixed media up the right hand side. I apologise for the waving of the camera. I've got a temporary setup here. I was starting this layout at a crop, and every time I press on the table with the stamp, it makes the camera housing wobble, which I didn't realise at the time. So that's something I need to think about when I film outside my home again. So I'm just using the colours that complement with the papers. So I keep looking at a few other colours, and I think I end up with about 4 or 5 in this. But the idea is just some random stamping up the right hand side, which then I can add the paper strips to. So I've got a friend, and this is her idea. So when she starts to put a layout together, like I did on the left, instead of tipping it all off, which I would have done, and then starting again with the mixed media, she just moves it to the side, particularly if it's only meant to be on a piece of cardstock. We've all got more than one of those. So the idea is I can refer back to the layout on the left. I know it doesn't look much like a layout with there's so much stuff on it, but actually I'm concentrating on the right hand side of that. So it should give me an idea of where the mixed media is going to go. I mean, I think we've all done mixed media in the past where then we've covered it completely in the layout, and was it really worth us doing it in the first place? So this idea is hopefully going to stop me doing that. So I'm going to just bring it in the photo, seeing if I need to add any more around it. So I'm quite pleased with the way those colours are looking. It didn't take very long to dry with the Distress Oxides, and now I'm bringing back in the paper strips behind the photograph, and yeah, I think that's coming together really well. Some of them are torn, some of them are punched, and they may get moved around a little bit from where they were originally, but I'm going to stick pretty much, I think, to it as I go along. I've made some of them a little bit thinner because I would like actually the mixed media to show, and so therefore I'd like it to be a combination of the inks and the papers up that side. I'm not very good at mixed media, I don't find, so when it's like dry mixed media, as I would call this, but just using ink rather than using any water, I prefer it when the paper doesn't buckle. I mean, there's times when that's just the way it is, but then I would normally put the background under something heavy overnight just to try and flatten it back out again. So I really love the brush texture these stamps have given to the background. It just makes it, just gives it a little bit more interest. So I realised there were some washi tapes in this range as well, which I must have got. So I'm going to add some torn strips of washi tape under the papers as well. Particularly there's a blue floral one that I think is really nice. So just add another layer to this. I mean, if you added it all up, there's not very much paper at all really gone in here. But I'm certainly getting through some of the embellishments. And as you can see from the left, I've got loads of those left still. So I'm going to start to think about from the top. I'm going to work my way down trying to actually put this together. Please have a look in the words below and do pop round and have a look at what everyone else is making. There's lots of different types of scrapbookers in this YouTube hop today, so based in all different countries. So we've all gone live at the same time, obviously, so hop on round and have a look at everybody's different style. Also all the different ranges, because you forget how many different ranges Simple Stories have used. I'm hoping to use potentially a different collection every time I do a YouTube hop for this monthly challenge, because they're a firm favourite of mine. I really like what they make, and I have a little bit stashed away, so you're going to get to see this over the coming year. So I'm just adding a little bit of adhesive to some of these bits, or just double checking where I want them to go. It's and adding a little bit of that washi tape. Messing with and moving things around, that's one of the things that I think I do best. I like to spend the time. I'm not too worried about how much time things take me, maybe that's the best phrase, because I'm actually enjoying the process and I don't actually know how much time is passing while I'm doing this. So it's just the way it is. Now I've decided that maybe there needs to be a tiny bit of stamping and ink coming out on the left of the photograph. So I've just come back in with some inks and those stamps over the top. You won't see much of them anyway, and because they were behind the photo, it was something I could just easily add. So I'm just making sure that I'm happy with that, just extending them a little, and then I'm actually just making sure everything is stuck down. So I've come in now with these sticky brads and some little chipboard pieces. I think there's a bee and some like hearts, just to actually finish it off, just add a little bit more interest in the gaps in between the stripes. But I'm quite happy with the way this has now come together. As I say, it's only made a little dent in this range, but I'm sure you will see me use this again soon. I keep looking at all those bits on the left. It's another layout in the making there, isn't it? I even keep the manufacturer's strips when I do this. So thank you so much for watching. This is the finished layout. There'll be some close-ups here too. Please hop round everyone else in this YouTube hop for Simple Stories Saturdays. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like, give this a thumbs up, and I'd love to see you here again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.